Class is in session. Let's get to it, shall we? So my name is Stephen Willis. I'm a doctoral student here at Spalding University. My presentation brief will be Teaching Capstone. The presentation time will be between 12 and 15 minutes. This course will be Agile Leadership for Defense 101 with an AI focus. The writing style will be APA 7 format, and that's where applicable. So again, this course is Agile Leadership for Defense 101 with an AI focus. AI stands for Artificial Intelligence. This is an unclassified brief. The credit hours will be 3 credit hours. The course length will be 8 weeks. And this is an undergraduate course, introductory, of course. And I'll be your adjunct professor. There's other important information below. And the target audience will be U.S. military members, civilians, and other DoD contractors and affiliates, and anybody in the U.S. that's a U.S. citizen that wants to learn about agile leadership for national defense. So moving on to the next slide. So this course description is educating about agile leadership and artificial intelligence, the role in enhancing U.S. national security. This course will provide an in-depth exploration of agile leadership principles and their application within the context of U.S. national security. Participants will learn how AI technologies enhance decision-making, intelligence analysis, strategic planning, and topics include agile methodologies, AI ethics, and case studies relevant to national security challenges. Again, this course will be taught at the unclassified level. Let's move on. So the program goals during this 8-week course will be understanding the agile principles and agile leadership, differences between traditional and agile leadership, exploration of waterfall and agile methodologies, as well as a hybrid approach. A focus on artificial intelligence and the application inside defense, the contribution of agile leadership and AI concerning U.S. national security, and a participation of a war game scenario to enhance the proficiency in agile leadership. So that's a lot different, adding gamification to it as for part of a program goal. So this is a short version, but at the very end of this brief, I have a full goal description in the extra slides and resources section. Moving on. So this course objectives is to research the principles and practices of agile and agile leadership, compare and contrast traditional leadership and agile leadership to develop a foundational comprehension of both concepts, investigate waterfall and agile methodologies, as well as hybrid waterfall approach, and understand the key differences between the applications. Also, studying the basics of AI and the various applications with a specific emphasis on defense. Then to explore how agile leadership and AI will contribute to enhancing U.S. national security, and also analyzing war game scenarios to understand the practical application of agile leadership in a simulated defense situations. And finally, to evaluate the advantages of adaptability, empowerment, and rapid iteration offered by agile leadership through real-world examples and case studies. So, pretty excited about that. Moving on. So, technology utilized for this course is online learning platforms, video lessons, flipped classroom approach, online quizzes and assessments, gamified learning, and augmented reality. So this is this course outline. In week 1, we'll be we'll be covering Agile fundamentals. In week 2, Agile leadership skills. In week 3, traditional leadership and Agile leadership. In week 4, Agile/waterfall hybrid approach. In week 5, we're going to cover AI, artificial intelligence in defense. Week 6 and 7, we'll cover Agile leaderships and artificial intelligence for U.S. national security. In week 8, we'll do a war game simulation using Agile leadership. Moving on. So weekly overview, weeks 1 through 4, we'll be covering week 1, Agile fundamentals. We'll have a video lesson over Agile fundamentals, and we'll also cover the Agile mindset. We're going to focus on the emphasis of collaboration, adaptability, and iterative development. So when you iterate, that means you take something and you keep on improving on it. In week 2, we'll go over Agile leadership skills. So we'll have a video lesson over Agile leadership, and we'll discuss the importance of servant leadership in the context of the Agile framework. So, and we'll also discuss how leaders can create an environment that fosters collaboration, trust, and continuous learning. So in week 3, we'll go over traditional leadership versus Agile leadership. So we'll have a flipped classroom approach exercise. If you don't know exactly what that is, please read the slide above this and get a better understanding of that. So in this 3rd week, we'll cover the advantages and disadvantages of Agile leadership and why the Department of Defense needs to shift from this paradigm from the traditional to a new Agile leadership. So that's going to be very fun and exciting. Week 4, we're going to cover Agile/waterfall hybrid approach, so we can get a good understanding of what the waterfall approach will be, what the Agile approach is, and also a hybrid of what each of them will do and the strengths and the weaknesses of each. And we'll also have a quiz. So moving on to the next week's. So the overview of weeks 5 through 8. Week 5 will cover artificial intelligence and defense. So we'll find out what artificial intelligence is. And then we'll also discuss the future warfare of artificial intelligence. So in weeks 6 and 7, we'll cover Agile leadership and artificial intelligence for U.S. national security. So in week 6, we'll focus on Agile approach to AI development, and with the emphasis on the Department of Defense strategy, which emphasizes on Agile approach in AI development and application. In the 7th week, we'll have a quiz, but we'll also focus that week to cover how Agile leadership and AI will contribute to enhancing the United States national security. So very timely. In week 8, we'll cover the war game simulation. Looking forward to that. It's fun and exciting. So we'll go over the war game simulation using Agile leadership. So for our final week, we're going to simulate 2 different scenarios with the student. And you're going to be in the place of a military leader. So there's going to be blue forces, us, and red forces, the enemy. So you're going to be a military leader. So it's going to be exciting. So in the first scenario, you're going to be a decision maker using blue forces, using the traditional leadership, leveraging artificial intelligence to gain the upper hand on the battlefield. In the second scenario, you're going to be a decision maker using blue forces, using Agile leadership. So you not using traditional leadership, but you'll be using Agile leadership, leveraging artificial intelligence to gain the upper hand on the battlefield. So there's going to be 2 different scenarios, and you're going to see which leadership framework you would use and why. So you're going to explain that. So I'm looking forward to that. So gamification is a really good tool for education and learning things. So the required books will be Agile Practice Guide 2024. And there you can learn about all of the good Agile principles and get a fundamental level of knowledge of what Agile actually is and what it isn't. The second book will cover military agility and how the U.S. military is currently using Agile practices right now and where we can head towards. And the third book is going to be covering the challenges of U.S. national security and the competitiveness posted by AI. So it's going to bring it on home, and that's where the AI focus comes in. So moving on. So I had annotated bibliography because that's what I would like to see. I'd like to see a snapshot of what these actual books kind of cover. I would like to see that in my current courses. But, nevertheless, I covered the annotated bibliography for the first required book, second, and third. And so the takeaway, I framed it ACE. So the takeaways will be adaptability, continuous growth, and empowerment. So that's what I really want to have students take away from this course. So with that, that's the end of my course. So thank you so much, and I can't wait for you to join this course. Have a good day.